right. Greetings and heavenly salutations to all. Master Ashep, High Priest, and Soul Healer at your service. And today, this transmission is in regards to the Indigenous Times. And what's happening is we have gone as we don't we got a connection issue here. Let's see if we can on the fly real quick. Uh, switch devices
without this being feedback. So there we go. Seems to be a more stable connection as we situate our device here. So, as we were saying, this transmission is brought to you by the Indigenous Times. Why so? Because the Indigenous Times is the monthly publication and newsletter. There we go. Where I IMIT, and we don't have the necessary the bandwidth, the resources, the time, to continue with the editing, the things like that. So we decided just to do a virtual, hit it and quit it with the events, the activities that's going on around IMIT. So there you have it. The Indigenous Times News Network. Indigenous Times News. At any rate, first and foremost, as we speak about IMIT, giving say thanks to Sister Dorita Dixon, Reverend Dorita Dixon, who is now an ancestor, and we wish to honor her, I admit, by continuing the legacy. Reverend Dorita Dixon may be considered the matriarch of I admit, as it was started officially at the Institute of Spiritual Enlightenment. That's the metaphysical school slash church that she, ran on. And, many students came to them, their metaphysical journey. You are surely included. And it was one particular day after the service, it was brought up that we should organize our own movement from what we, got from the Moors and indigenous lineage, things like that. And so Reverend Dorita says she likes I am to be in it. I am. My person says, oh, that sounds great. Let's call it Indigenous Aboriginal Man. And then we added the it in trust for I admit. So that's how you got I admit. And in the description, the information for the services, going home services, the celebration of life, shall be in the description. Unfortunately, do not have a link for the Zoom for those who may not be in the Washington, D.C. area. It may come up sooner than later, and we'll post that as well. At any rate, moving on. Also, our brother Coy Dunston, has been a pillar here in the community for maybe 30, 40, 50 years. Not sure the exact his longevity, but most of you, if you're in the so-called conscious community, have been living at this health journey for quite some time. He's been located in Southwest DC, almost Southeast, but right there on South Capitol Street, but on the southwest side of South Capitol Street, a location called Secrets of Nature. And just got the word. Let's see if we have the information to post on the screen here about his new temporary location. Um, let's see. Go to screen share. And Coy Dunston is also another who has been very instrumental in the journey of I Admit. Way back when, back in 2010, Coy Dunston, besides, people, we should go in there and, put the videos on, Phil Valentine, Bobby Hemmett, Dr. Delbert Blair. You bound to have a very powerful um, engagement down at Sequence of Nature back in the day, as well as heart touch therapy. He allowed a brother to um, practice or issue, provide heart touch therapy, even before it was called heart touch therapy, before there was a name for it. It was down at Sequence of Nature volunteering, donating our service for those who wanted to experience, the service and give thanks to Breath Master Aaron for being one of those who experienced heart touch therapy and decided to give it a name, heart touch therapy. So yes, Brother Coy Dunstan, Secrets of Nature, um, does have a new location. So feel free to check him out. Been around. Again, most of us by now may be familiar with Everlasting Life. Coy Dunstan, yes, definitely, has been around, been holding space, even before Everlasting Life. So yes, want to be sure to support Brother Coy. And again, unfortunately, I was unable to read you the new location, but again, it's in the description. So check out the description as we move right along, right along, right along. So next, just want to give some insight on a few activities. Uh, First, the hit it and quit it activities. And the first one that we're going to mention is the Herb Walk with Dr. U. And with the Herb Walk with Dr. U, which is actually happening this coming Saturday, call time is about 10:45 a.m. And from 10:45 a.m., the walk will begin about 11 a.m. to about 1 p.m. So it's about a 2-hour actual herb walk in the Mount Rainier area. And again, because of the bandwidth, the resources, um, this should have been posted a while back. So we're just not getting around to posting it. And tonight's the deadline, official deadline. But who knows if you happen to, know Dr. You would give him a call, say Friday or Thursday. He just may, just saying, but the official deadline is 9 p.m. this evening for registration. That link is in the description as well. And next up, and for those who don't know, Dr. U is also one of the co-founders of the Collective Health Initiative, right? You'll be expected to hear something about us coming up soon. He's also a co-founder of Need and Buyer, which we'll be sharing information about Need and Buyer later on as well. So Dr. U is definitely a pillar in the conscious community as far as health-wise, drumming, herbs, being grounded, just a great practical all-around guy. So, check out Dr. U on that piece. And next up, we want to just mention that on April the 27th, another one-time event, hit it and quit it, as we say, will be the Emotional Wellness Workshop. And that will be hosted by yours truly, right here, Master Ashep, Emotional Wellness Workshop. And let's see, here's a flyer for that as we talk about that. This Emotional Wellness Workshop basically says intimate discussion on emotions, their purpose, stress, and practical exercises and lifestyle rituals, to support a life of emotional wellness and well-being. And similar to Dr. U, my person is also a co-founder of the Collective Health Initiative. And this is what my person brings, or part of what my person brings to the Chi Collective Health Initiative, the metaphysical aspect. And so we actually have a book on Amazon called Emotional Wellness Workbook. That's a picture of the book to the right there. And yeah, it's a workshop that, talks about emotions, from a different perspective, We speak about them in such a way that allow us to understand the certain aspects of their emotion, their purpose, allow us to truly connect with God, not intellectually, but through vibration, through the feeling, feel the presence of God. Also feel not just the presence of God, but also that peace of God that passes all understanding, that God shall harden your mind. So with this from a certain perspective, we'll get off into how to maintain this state of being by understanding the energies and motions, the inner chi. Dig it, Saturday, April the 27th. All right. So those are the events that are hit it and quit it. The other events are staples. You can catch them on a regular basis. As this computer thing is running a little bit slow, lagging behind. Either that or we're talking much faster than it. So the first thing we want to remind you of that on schedule will be probably the Soulful Sundays. Soulful Sundays is, well, we'll just talk about these things. Oh, we had 10 minutes. Oh, this time sure be flying. Sure, I used to be talking and be moving. So, um, Soulful Sundays, hosted by yours truly every Sunday from 11 a.m., 11 to 1. It is looked at as a Sunday school that discusses religion and science from a spiritual perspective, with the idea of, connecting, again, not to God intellectually, but vibrationally, experiencing the peace of God that passes all understanding. Discussing what it takes to walk as a God to be able to do greater things. That's Sundays from 11 to 1 every Sunday, unless otherwise stated. We also have the Art of Sovereign Living, which is on every second and fourth Friday, unless otherwise stated. And the Art of Sovereign Living is a little bit more in depth. We call it the more grown and sexy of being accountable, for the life that you have, and responsible for creating the life that you desire to have if you don't have the one or don't see yourself on that journey. What does it take? And this is again coming from the God's perspective. And any of you feel as though that we are equipped, wired to be a creator of our own reality, you know, then let's talk about what does that look like? The successes that we are having, any challenges that we may be experiencing or have had and how we overcome them. And if there's anything that we just have yet to unlock, the proper remedy for. Let's get it in and talk about it, baby. Ascension time, walking as gods and goddesses. And I think that may be all of the events. If not, again, the description is right there inside of the description. And with that, um, yeah, again, this is the Indigenous Times. We don't have the bandwidth or the time. It's just a lot to put the actual newsletter together. It's the same information, but to go and format it. We can sit down here and, just share and just talk, for about 15 minutes. And ideally, it would be once a month. And we look forward to actually scheduling a time to go live in case we don't wish to either ask questions or catch the live presentation. What's happening, baby? Uh, that's it. And yeah, give thanks for your time and continue much success, prosperity on your journey of being, uh, on your life of purpose. And may you obtain all the desires of your heart in due season. And with that, we leave you with this reminder. It is the return of the Ancient One. I am it, and so are you. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yeshua. Let's do that one more time. Yes, you are. Yeshua. Yeshua. I think that's more than flow. Yes, you are. Yeshua. Yeshua. And you're another coming of the Christ. That's who you are. We hold that space for you. Godspeed.